We're about to start in 1 second. We're about to start like in 1 second. Give me a second. Putting out of a bunch of apps. What's up, Americans? Wrong screen. There we go. Man, that's a nice screen. Hello, Americans. Dance like white people. Some dance like white people. Trying to find the 2 and the 4. Yeah. I'm just playing. Salute to all the white. I got white folks that be listening to me too consistently. And you know the people who listen to you consistently because most people who listen don't make a comment or nothing like that. So salute to all the non-comment makers. But I ran across somebody recently, like face to face, and I was listening to some. They was like, "Yeah," when you was talking about boo boo, I was like, "Oh, you really do listen? Shit, you really do." But what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Let's start today out with a prayer. I pray that the whole ass niggas that get offended at what I say today, Lord, I pray that they stay offended. My prayer, Father God, is that people who take easy offense to things, my prayer is that they take all the offense, Lord. My prayer is people who want to be crash dummies for political parties that get mad at free thinkers like me. Lord God, I pray that they stay mad. Stay mad and stick up their ass, Lord. There's already one up there. Just shove it up further and twist. My prayer is that I am all for division. Lord, I'm all for divisiveness, Father God. The way you divided heaven and earth, the way you divided Pontius Pilate from the disciples, the way you divided Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the fire, Lord. I pray that we, Lord, get divided from these corny ass niggas. Niggas that like selling us out. I pray for division, Lord. And I pray that dividing line is strong and clear. So that these niggas that like to go around and profess black and black, bliggity black, while operating real whack against the interests of black people, Lord, I pray that they see the difference between us and them. The same way you saw a difference between Moses and the Promised Land. He did not get there because of division in his community. And Lord, I pray that these Democrat chill, weird ass niggas don't get there either. They've chosen their side, and let them all stay there while the rest of us move forward, Lord. Because we ain't hoes. We ain't hoes. We ain't hoes like these niggas. And I'm not talking about these two in particular. I'll get in talking about Roland Martin and DL later. I'm not talking about these two people in particular, Lord. I'm just speaking in general. The word of God will come down on these two at the appropriate time. And to that I say, Amen. I say amen. Amen and amen. All right, cool. Cool, we here. Let's go ahead. What do I want to play? I want to play. There we go. Let this be our background music today. Okay, we're going to be there with it. We're going to be there with it. Welcome, chat room. I want to say welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. We're going to talk about these Democrat crash dummies. And we also going to talk about the way these dudes, I don't like what I'm seeing this weekend with the crash out. I'm going to start off talking about Michelle Obama, and then we're going to get to the crash dummies. This week, I've been seeing a disturbing trend, and on Twitter, all over the place, of the way people are trashing Michelle Obama, not necessarily her, but black women. Personally, for those of you who new around here, make my viewpoint clear. I don't give a fuck about the Obamas. I don't like them, Michelle or Barack. So this isn't somebody that's over here caping for Michelle. She's had time to do substantive things for black people in the same way Eleanor Roosevelt did back during the times of World War II for the people and post-World War II. And she hasn't. She's just somebody who pushes the same old line of, we used to be slaves and we're getting better. She's in shape, more powerful Oprah. That's who she is. So I'm not a fan of Michelle Obama. So please don't take this as a cape for her at all. But regardless of how I personally feel about the Obamas are still pictures, and they still wear the uniform of black. And Michelle Obama truly is black American. And the disturbing trend I'm seeing is black men using Michelle Obama as an example as to why black women are disobedient. As an example as to why black women are hard to deal with. As an example, fellas. And I want to say this with love in my heart. I don't mean to cast any aspersions on you. You're not born into a situation that you can control. You dig what I'm saying? No one chooses, well, on a spiritual level, you choose your family, but on a physical level, people don't choose their family. So I'm not here to talk shit about anybody's family. But you niggas need to get over y'all mommy issues. Yeah, and this is all stemming around Michelle Obama not making it to the inauguration. That ain't got shit to do with black women. That's her deal with her husband. And ladies, I know I don't feel bad for Michelle Obama. She knew Barack allegedly was a gay nigga that wanted to be white. You still married the nigga. You still married him. His last girlfriend wrote a whole goddamn book and had a whole goddamn interview 5 years ago talking about how Barack told her that he has fantasies about sleeping with men. This is all out there. This is published by Penguin Books and them people. Go holler at them. Get mad at them. And we've heard Dr. Randy Short, who did a great Patreon yesterday. If you missed Dr. Short's Patreon yesterday, you missed some shit. No, I will not be able to put it on YouTube. He went way too hard on certain groups of people, and I will not put that shit on my YouTube channel. Those are his thoughts and opinions. They don't reflect the thoughts and opinions of mine, but go to my Patreon if you want to find what those thoughts and opinions are. But Dr. Short was a Harvard classmate with Barry Soetoro, and he talked about how much of a white boy he was. She still chose to get with him. She benefits from being first lady. Wouldn't nobody give a fuck about a Michelle Obama podcast or anything about her if she wasn't first lady or former first lady. She's very smart. She's a great lawyer, but it's hundreds of thousands of smart black women who are great lawyers. she would have just been one of many. People only care about her because she's a former first lady. So I do not stand behind her actions of not attending the inauguration of Donald Trump. That's part of your job duty. And yes, you're not in the office anymore, but once a first lady, always a first lady. So I don't agree with what she did. But I also don't agree with black men making it a whole black man versus black woman fight. Shut up. I was watching somebody else like you never see a white woman do it. I was like, huh? Melania Trump? Did you guys forget 2016 to 2020? Hell, even now. Melania Trump is the biggest dirtbag first lady we've ever had. This is a first lady that got nude pictures on the internet. There have been times over and over and over again that Donald Trump has reached out to grab her hand and she snatched it away. She didn't go to the first lady's tea that you're supposed to have with the outgoing first lady because of this was just like last month. Like literally like last month. Melania Trump has been, for the most part, an embarrassment to her husband. Anybody who has any kind of player skills in any way, shape, or form, you see that Melania ain't shit. She never was shit. But somehow, the white women get to not be shit. And that white woman who ain't shit ain't a face for all white women. We literally got a first lady that's a call girl that got nudes all over the fucking internet that does not support. Dude, did we forget that Melania didn't even move into the goddamn White House until like what? Like it took almost a year for her to move into the White House. She let her husband go into that new White House with cold bed sheets. She's been a tramp the whole fucking time. But this tramp isn't indicative of white women. But Barack Obama, Michelle Obama choose not to go to some funky ass inauguration. Now black women gotta take all the heat. See this white black women? Man, please. You niggas need to stop that weak shit. I appreciate that, DSB. Keep up the amazing work, my bro. Yeah, I appreciate that. This is where, like, we talk about white supremacy all day, every day here on this channel, but it's some things we can solve in-house. And one thing we can solve in-house is if Michelle Obama want to do some shit, we ain't got to be the first ones trying to put it on all black women. We know white folks is going to do that. Fuck them. Let them do it. But if you ain't going to treat all tramps the same, then leave it alone. She's been making Donald Trump look like a simp for years. Let's see if I can find some video. Let me see if I can find some video. Let's see if I can find some video. Oh, that's me right here. I'm on my channel. Ha. She done avoided that nigga's kisses. Here we go. Look. This is a video best of... What's this shit? You got somebody that has a video they uploaded. Best of Melania's hand swaps. Look at this shit. Look at how disrespectful this tramp is to her husband. Look at the look. See this? Look, knocking niggas' hands out the way. Look at it. Look how she be with him. Let's keep it Colbert. That's a Colbert show imitating right here. That's a Colbert show literally imitating how they get down. It's like everybody in the world sees, this is a Colbert show like when they were imitating her. Everybody in the world sees how Melania, look at how she would be looking at this nigga. Look at this. He's trying to get her. This is world news. This is world news.
That God will bless you, your family. That God will
I remember
bless
this one. He had to turn around. Remember when Trump had to turn around and check her? This nigga Trump had to turn around and check her. And
that God will bless you, your family. That God will bless.
She smiled for him, turn around.
You, your
bitch,
family.
Please. He has to.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and the distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
She didn't even stand up for her husband. I forgot all about this one. He gets announced and she's sitting her ass down like, yeah, whatever. This is in Israel. Y'all saw this one earlier. See, people always, this is New York Magazine 6 years ago. Damn near 1 million views on that video. The world has been making a fool of Donald Trump and his relationship with Melania ever since they've been in office. See, this is part of the blessing and the curse. When I talk about like black folks in our music and stuff like that, we're a very ethnocentric group. We generally do not pay attention to other groups. And that's why I said before, for better and for worse. For better, sometimes musically we don't pay attention because we so hyper competitive within our own culture. But for worse, because so many black people are so quick to say, we the only ones. How many times you got to watch YouTube and you see a Charleston White out there, one of these red pill people, we the only ones. Black women the only ones. We the only ones. It would be cool if we weren't so ethnocentric and we didn't say dumb shit like we the only ones, then it'd be all square. It'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever. But when you combine not paying attention to the world you live in to we the only ones, all you do is perpetuate these stereotypes that you complain about white people for using on us. You help them because you don't pay attention to the world that you live in. Niggas don't pay attention to shit. And then want to get on camera and say, we the only ones. That's the problem. That's the problem. Like, have your complaints about black women, and I got my complaints. We all got our complaints. Just like they got complaints about us. But all that we the only ones talk, shut up. I'm tired of that victim speak, man. Everybody fucked up. Everybody fucked up. Even the president. Everybody fucked up out here. Even millionaires, even billionaires. People who own factories, house situations is fucked up. Asian people got, you go through Chinatown, you see all kind of rubbing tubs. It's basically quasi-legalized sex work at all these goddamn Thai and Asian massage places. They fucked up too. White folks will allow a president Biden to pardon his family. There's a bunch of drug addicts. They fucked up. Even the president and his family is fucked up. We live in a fucked up world. You niggas didn't listen to the music? Huh? Y'all ain't listen to War? Ah, shit, it didn't come up. It didn't come up. Here we go. Y'all didn't hear the music? For me and for you, the world is a ghetto. That's that LA funk. Don't you know that it's true that for me and for you, the world is a ghetto. Stop all this "we the only one" crap and using just because a celebrity do some dumb shit or get caught up in some dumb shit or a politician or whatever. Stop using it as a time to cast aspersion on all black women. Goddamn, black women is fucked up just like black men are fucked up. God damn. Forgive black women the way you forgive white people for white supremacy. How about that? Forgive black people the way you forgive white people for starting the shit. You just go right past that and be like, but what's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? We's crabs in the barrel. We's crabs in the barrel. Well, who the fuck put us in the barrel? You more mad at the crabs that was put into a barrel than you are the motherfucker that put the crabs in the barrel? And the reason why the crabs are in the barrel, because too many of the men who were supposed to be defending society, our camps in our societies took that firewater deal. White folks came and offered niggas some firewater, and you took the deal. And they came back one nights when we was drunk, fucking and doing all kind of fun shit, and took our shit. Because we was too busy in that firewater. Signing over treaties and making deals with these deceptive people time and time again. That's part of the reason why we're in the fucking barrel. Point seen, money gone. Let's all focus on getting us out the barrel. Then we can solve the rest of this shit. But get the hell out the barrel before you can stop complaining about crabs being in the barrel. Get us the fuck out the barrel then. Help us. We need everybody's help. We need every black person's help to get the fuck out the barrel that we in so we won't have a crab in the barrel. Because when crabs exist in the ocean, they stack on top of themselves to get the cheese, to get the cheddar, to get the bread, the money, the whatever they need. If it's some food up there on a rock, the crabs stack one on top of another to pick off a piece, then go back to the bottom and help the rest of the crabs get up. That's what happens in a crab's natural environment. But if you put them in the barrel, the minute one seems like it's getting to the top, the other one isn't necessarily trying to pull the other crab down. He's trying to latch on to that crab so he can get out too. And in that process, they both come back down to the bottom. So focus on kicking the goddamn barrel over instead of focusing on kicking our women in the ass. Because they fucked up like we fucked up. And goddamn, let's focus on goddamn helping the kids out. So busy focusing on black women, man. Get over your mommy issues, fellas. Get over your mommy issues. Just like a lot of our women got to get over their daddy issues. Yeah, Waylon Kirkley said the St. Louis Art Museum talks about a lot of those treaties. Yeah. We signed some, like, black folks, nigga. Those that are native to this land and the ones that come from Africa, both. Made some really fucked up deals with the devil. And that helped get our women compromised. We got to look in the mirror. Part of being a leader has to look in the mirror first. The leader has to first understand himself and what can be controlled and lead by that. Lead off what can be controlled. We got 250 people in here on YouTube, 300 on 260 on Twitter. On Twitter, all 260 on Twitter, I need a retweet. All post something over here on YouTube, I need a like and a subscribe and a share, please. Thank you. And that's what this is about, man. I'm about solving problems, man. I know black women but look, Michelle Obama, she fucked up. Michelle Obama should have been there, in my opinion. Anything outside of a major health issue, in my opinion, she should have been there. She benefits from being first lady. She gets book deals, Spotify deals, carte blanche. Anywhere she goes, she gets treated to the best the world has to offer worldwide because she's former first lady. Well, that comes with duties. And part of the duty is when there's a transfer of power, you be there. Just like the people who were there for you. Hillary sat down right there next to her sorry ass, ugly ass husband. Two ugly motherfuckers sat there and watched Barack be coordinated when they knew that shit in 2008 was basically to be handed to them. 2008 presidency was literally supposed to be for the Clintons. That was a Clinton coronation ceremony. Didn't nobody believe in no Barack Obama until after he won Iowa. You young folks, don't let these old niggas get it twisted. Them old ass black people was not fucking with no goddamn President Obama. Everybody was on Hillary's train. Everybody was on Hillary. But when the white people believed in Obama, that's when the niggas jumped in. We not about to retell the history. It wasn't them white folks in Iowa chose him, Barack, over Hillary, that black people started to believe. All right? And with that being said, Hillary still attended your husband's funky ass inauguration. Yes, she has the right to be bitter, but you still got a job to do. Somebody said it's a complex issue for Michelle. How complex? There's only an inauguration once every 4 years. This is once every 4 years. It's not complex. I heard somebody else, one of my friends was saying that, oh, well, they call Michelle a man. Well, shit, I've been calling Hillary Rosie from the Jetsons for I don't know how goddamn long. Every first lady gets clowned, just like every president gets clowned. Let me tell black people something. It's nobody's job or duty to kiss the president's ass. Politicians are civil servants. They are to do the will of the people. And when politicians don't execute the will of the people, they open themselves up to scrutiny. And that's for every president, every mayor, every first lady, every attorney general. That's part of the job. You know how much shit people talked about Eleanor Roosevelt? And that's an ugly bitch, Eleanor Roosevelt. You know how much shit she took for being prominent, for inviting Mary McLeod Bethune to the White House, a black woman? Come on, black people. When do we get so goddamn weak? Nigga, I come from powerful black people. I don't know this weak shit y'all talking. You know how much shit this ugly hag took? She married her sixth cousin, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, to become first lady. She married her cousin. But when Eleanor Roosevelt was going out doing all of this public outreach, she was clowned like a motherfucker. From the Herald Examiner, the New York Times, the LA Times, you name the paper, Chicago Tribune. This ugly hag got it. She got it. Nancy Reagan, for those who are in political. See, again, black people don't pay attention to politics. We only be looking at what we do. We don't be paying attention to niggas won't pay attention to something that happens 6 feet from them if they white. We be, I don't see that. I don't see that. What that nigga over there doing? They got a white man choking out a white woman sitting right here, and the nigga be like, I don't know that. I don't see that. That nigga didn't open the door for his girl. See, that's what's wrong with black people. Hey, nigga, that white man just choked out his girl 6 feet from you. I don't worry about what white people do. I only focus on what black people. He should have opened the door. That's how you niggas sound. Welcome to politics. Nancy Reagan was known for sucking all the dicks. When it got into political talk, Ronald Reagan had to walk around with his head hung down because his wife sucked every goddamn dick in that cabinet, allegedly. She was sucking dick all through Hollywood when he was an actor. Nancy Reagan is known for having balls in her jaws. Just straight up. Nancy Reagan. But black folks be like, I don't know, man. Shit, they call Michelle a woman. Man, at least they don't call her somebody that would, at least Barack Obama ain't got to walk through the White House knowing that his wife done sucked the chief of staff. You dig? Niggas, pay attention to the fucking world you live in. Hillary Clinton, if I'm going to be fair, and I don't like Hillary at all, but I got to be fair. If I'm going to be fair, Hillary Clinton probably took it more than any other first lady in first lady history. Probably even more so than this hag right here, Eleanor Roosevelt. Hillary Clinton probably took it the most. Hillary couldn't wipe her ass a certain direction without them Republicans being in her ass. Hillary Clinton couldn't do shit right. She was say what you want about her, and I'm not a Hillary Clinton fan, but Hillary Clinton was smart. DSB said president, commander, and theft. Yeah, I appreciate that, DSB, for the super chat. But we gotta talk turkey, black people. That's part of that fucking job in public service, is ridicule. It doesn't stop because a black woman got in office. Oh, we should all just, no. Black people, that makes us look weak. You can't go into something that everybody had to face this shit and now you want to be an exception. That's what made people bitter towards you, and that's what made people not want to help you. When you want to go in and change, do you know what Abraham Lincoln, his whole presidency, had to deal with being called a nigger because it was commonly known that his mom was a Melungeon. They called Abraham Lincoln President Africanus. That's literally what they called President Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln had to deal with gay rumors. Although he had a woman, Abraham Lincoln had a feller that slept in the White House with him. Abraham Lincoln had to deal with the gay talk and the being the closeted black talk. His whole fucking presidency, up until the day he died, Abraham Lincoln did not get a moment's rest of being a possible Africanus, especially when he talked about ending slavery. Hell no, get this Melungeon mama having ass nigga out of here. Do you know your fucking history, black people? Herbert Hoover, the original Bush, how fucking stupid he was. Herbert Hoover got called all kinds of incompetent this, incompetent that. William McKinley got called incompetent to the point to where William McKinley was shot and killed at the World's Fair in 1901. McKinley was literally criticized every day to the point that somebody killed his ass at the World's Fair in Minnesota. Look it up. It's part of the job. Barack Obama isn't our king. He wasn't our king. He was a public servant that failed us, by the way. And you niggas want to crash out? And come on now. Kennedy and what she had to deal with, what he had to deal with being an Irish Catholic, and what the right was saying about his wife, Jackie Onassis. Jackie Onassis couldn't get a break from the right-wing media in 1961-62. Stop crying, niggas. And speaking about crying niggas, let's talk about these two crying niggas right here. And not just these two, but we're going to use these two as an example. Okay, cool. Rocky's new package got here. Let's talk about this. The left is still crashing out over Snoop DJing for the crypto ball party. No, Snoop did not perform for Trump's inauguration. Neither did Nelly or Rick Ross or Soulja Boy. But a lot of black people are mad at them for performing. And appreciate that, Mama Zeke, Boss Lady. I appreciate y'all for being Lloyd Hinton. I appreciate Quan. Appreciate my chat room. Man, before I get into this, you can get your Black People Don't Owe Anybody Anything t-shirt at DewanB.com. You get all that you can get all my merch at DewanB.com. Some reading. We're gonna do some readings. I haven't done any readings lately. Press the number 1 if you want to see me do some readings again pretty soon. Press the number 1 if you want to see some readings. Press the number 1 if you want me to do some readings pretty soon. Go to DewanB.com, and why the fuck is it not showing up? There we go. Go to DewanB.com right now. DewanB.com/shop. And you get all my merch. You can get the Black American Music Family Tree, which is now an official. The Black American Music Family Tree is now an official foundation, 501(c). And when donation links are available, you will know. But we're preserving the history of Black American music. It started out with the tree. Now we're a full-on foundation teaching this history in colleges, corporations, and everywhere else we're invited to. The Black American Music Family Tree, historical foundation, is now a real thing. It's now a real thing, but I gotta thank y'all for supporting it though, man, for real. Y'all been supporting my music family tree since day one. Since day one, when I had less than 10,000 subs, y'all was supporting this shit for real, for real. So I gotta show nothing but love and appreciation to all y'all, like for real. And with your appreciation, I'm taking it as far as it can go. We taking it as far as it can go, baby. You can book your readings at breakthroughcards.com and all that good shit. We coming up on Valentine's Day, so we will have some relationship packages at a discount. Email me. I've already had a couple emails for relationship counseling. We will have some special offer packages for you. But you got to email me if you want to be a part of that, all right? info@dewannb.com or contact@breakthroughcards.com. But info@dewannb.com, that's just the easiest one. All right? So let's get into Roland Martin and DL Hughley and what the fuck they talking about. I saw this tweet this morning from Roland Martin crashing out with the Democrats. All right, cool. I'll get back doing some more reading shows. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I put a pause on creating the new tree because of some other things I'm doing, but there's about to be a new updated tree. I'm glad I paused it because I told y'all about 8 months ago I was going to do a new one. It just didn't happen. I'm glad it didn't because there's some newer genres on there that I didn't even have 6 months ago that I want to put on there, like some more. So we're about to have an updated tree, but y'all know me, it gotta be right. And my documentary, we're still working on it. But it gotta be right, y'all. It gotta be right. I'd rather give it to you right than rush it out. All right? So y'all gonna get it right. Somebody said grunge. Grunge is on the first tree. If you look on the first Black American Music Family Tree, we already got grunge up there. Hey, chat room, chill. She said Roland Martin's like a griffin. My bad. Let me stop reading y'all. I'm trying to work. Share with y'all shit. And y'all over here cracking jokes in the chat. Calm down. So Roland Martin feels that he wants to throw a shot at Black Americans. He said, I'm sure FBA got something to say about this. And this is the executive order that Trump is taking away all the diversity program. Trump is removing the executive order that was put into place, equal opportunity employment. He's taking away the equal opportunity employment statutes. At least he's suspending them for 90 days. He hasn't taken it away. In truth, he's suspending this for 90 days. And it very well may be taken away. Very well may so be permanently taken away. So you got Roland Martin out here trying to talk all this shit, trying to talk a bunch of hot shit, talking a bunch of hot shit about this and this is what I wrote. I said, this is actually good, Roland. This legislation helped every group but Black Americans. We want to see you We want to see you boule punks and people of color go down with the ship. Yes, Dr. Short talked about this. We've talked about this, how this is going to affect them boule niggas who got their personal set-asides for them and their family and left the rest of us to dry in the people of color trap. White women, Latinos, Native Americans, and no disrespect to any of those groups. LGBTQ, trans, no disrespect to none of them. But they benefited most from these programs. Immigrants. So people like me, I can't speak for anybody else, but I can speak for me. And if you want to know my track record, you just got to watch the last 4 years of shows I've been doing here on YouTube. When I say I'm very clear about this shit don't work for us, it shouldn't work for anybody. That's the only reason I really care. If I was going to vote for either one, the only reason why I would have voted for Trump was just so he could do exactly what he's doing right here. Take all that shit away. Why should somebody who just got off of an airplane benefit for what my grandmama fought for? And my great-grandmama? And my great-great-great-grandmama? So if it can't work for us, it shouldn't work for nobody. And the reason why we knew it was going in that direction was because of none other than Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson, in his suite of books, Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth, and all of those books, Dr. Claude Anderson told us this is where it's going. He told us then. Let me pull the pictures up. For those of you who don't know the books. Dr. Claude Anderson, he told us. And the trip part about it is Al Sharpton knows who Dr. Claude Anderson is. D.L. Hughley has a platform to where he could have been given a platform to Dr. Claude Anderson. How long has D.L. Hughley been on radio now? What, 20 years? Has he ever given, how much has he ever echoed Dr. Claude Anderson, what he told us? Dr. Claude Anderson said back in the 90s, they're going to close all of these programs. But he said, Dr. Claude Anderson said, we need to get rid of affirmative action. We need to get rid of all these minority benefits because they do nothing to harm us. He said this in 1996, 95, 2005, 2015, and he's still alive today in 2025. How many times have Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Roland Martin, D.L. Hughley, and any of these niggas given him an opportunity? He told us this was coming. This is the man that created affirmative action. He wrote the first affirmative action law in Florida in 1971. And he told us it needs to be over with. So those of us who are in tune with what's going on, we're like, well, about fucking time. Ain't nobody scared of no goddamn Donald Trump getting rid of these programs. What the fuck? Now, if you one of them touting 10th niggas, one of them boule niggas where you and your people get the contracts, that's gonna fuck y'all up. Oh well. You should have listened to Dr. Claude Anderson 30 years ago and stopped fighting for yourself and fight for the greater good of black people. Roland Martin decided this was the right course of action when he decided to be a Democrat shield. Al Sharpton, all of them knew this. Dr. Claude Anderson knows all of these people, and they all know who he is. But they decided to enrich themselves and not do anything to help the greater good of black society. So they must go down too. Come down here with the rest of us. So don't let these weirdo niggas today come around and be like, oh, look what's happening. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. Nigga, you knew this was coming. But your bank account and what's going on with your family and your world is the only thing that mattered to you. And now you're going to have to suffer. I think I'm going to watch some basketball on the metaverse later on tonight. Let me charge this shit. And I'm going to do some comedy in the metaverse pretty soon too. Anyway, don't let our Lloyd Hinton, I appreciate the Cash App. Much appreciation, Lloyd Hinton. Jasmine, I appreciate the Cash App. My apologies for not saying thank you sooner. Y'all dropped these Cash Apps right when the show started. Well, Lloyd just dropped his about a few minutes ago. My apologies for not seeing the Cash Apps right away. Thank y'all. Man, shit. I was a little late because I was playing. You ever have a song that's be stuck in your head? I love this song by Eddie Hazel. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? Trying to be strong. I should have given up on you. What the real lyrics are into you. But where did I go wrong? We went wrong listening to Al Sharpton. We went wrong listening to Roland Martin. Well, not we. I stopped listening to them niggas about 2004. 5. Which transitions us to this whole situation with DL Hughley now. DL has been all on the internet crying and crying and crying about Snoop. Crying and crying and crying. It was this one here. Let me start with this one. This is why black people are fucked up. This is why we fucked up in a lot of ways. Instead of listening to Dr. Claude Anderson, oh, that was an accident. Let me go back. Damn it. I don't want to see all this niggas' tweets. Where did it go? Here we go. D.L. Hughley wrote, wow, that's what we doing? Trump propping up white supremacy isn't just in his past, Nelly. It's who he still is today. This man called Daniel Penny a hero. He still stands behind his opinion of the exonerated 5. Haitian people eating the dogs. I'm trying to get D.L. Hughley's gravelly ass voice. Man, they eating kids and pets. That was months ago. He doubled down on it. Multiple people on his staff said he uses the N-word. Come on, bruh. Sometimes it's better to say nothing. DL. You was just about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a racist. That wasn't his past. That was his present. He had just gotten on the call December 2020, right before he took office, talking to black media saying, and you guys are going to have to deal with the Latinos. His own son said, Joe Biden's own son, Hunter, said that Joe uses the N-word. His own son said it. I believe him. Joe Biden just pardoned his family from future prosecution from giving up state secrets, but he let Marilyn Mosby suffer. Marilyn Mosby could have been pardoned by Joe Biden, the former black mayor of Baltimore, and he ignored her. People were eating dogs. That was actually confirmed, DL. That wasn't just Trump running his mouth. That was actually confirmed. Oh, I'm sorry, D-Hill. It was black people in Chicago that said it. And in Ohio that said it. Niggas don't like believing when niggas say it. Niggas like DL want to wait till a white person on the media verifies it. We literally have video footage of people in Ohio talking about these people eating fucking animals and shit. Literally. What, that wasn't enough because ABC News didn't say, oh, that nigga was right. So you literally got a black person right here going at another black man over a white supremacist. My massa got a bigger house than your massa. That's what that is, D.L. Hughley. And you getting paid for this shit. My massa got a bigger house than yours. Ass talk. What the fuck are you talking about? And I ain't defending Trump. But Biden was one of the most knocked down, staunch white supremacists to ever exist in the White House. Biden's his track record of white supremacy is like Herbert Hoover ain't got shit on Biden when it comes to white supremacy. Warren G. Harding ain't got shit on Biden. Calvin Coolidge ain't got shit on Biden when it comes to white supremacy. Nigga, Garfield ain't got shit on Biden. Rest in peace, Jimmy Carter ain't got shit on Biden. And all these niggas is white supremacists. Everyone I'm naming is a white supremacist. But they ain't got shit on Biden. John F. Kennedy ain't got shit on Biden. Dwight Eisenhower ain't got shit on Biden. And that's including his Highway Act. Franklin Delano Roosevelt ain't got shit on Biden. We could go down the list. Biden is up there with, when you add up Biden's crime bill, Biden's crack 10-to-1 law, his what he did with Iraq, when you add up all of the different laws that Joe Biden is responsible for enacting, he's up there with Woodrow Wilson. He's up there with Rutherford B. Hayes for ending, the Reconstruction. Biden ain't got, Ulysses Grant was a way better president for us than Biden. And he wasn't shit either. But Biden is up there with the level of John Quincy Adams. He's up there with Rutherford B. Hayes, Nixon, Reagan, Woodrow Wilson. Biden's up there with them when it comes to how he enacted white supremacy. And you cannot challenge me with this topic, D.L. Hughley, because according to your own words, I'm going to say it later, but according to what your own words, what you said, you couldn't read till you got in your goddamn late 20s and 30s. You probably would have knew this shit in the 7th grade if you can read your books, but you didn't. All this plantation fighting, my master's better than your master talk, that make all us look weak as black men. That shit make us all look weak. That's why I'm never want to brag about me going to college and all that stuff, but sometimes I'll be like, it's not that I went to college. It's just that some of you niggas got going around here with fake frat honors, and you didn't graduate high school. At least on time. You might have got a GED, and no disrespect to the GED folks. GED people have done many a great things. But don't go around into these fields that there are those of us who've been very hyper focused on most of our whole lives. Going back to when my mom used to take me to Maxine Waters and Councilman Nate Holden meetings in 1989 when I was 8 years old. Some of us have been around that long and paying attention that long. Mom, I don't want to go to the Maxine Waters meeting. Well, your daddy ain't home yet. My daddy's get home from work late. Well, your daddy ain't home yet, and I ain't leaving you home by yourself. Your sisters at softball practice and your brothers, you gotta come with me. My mom, man, I don't want to go to no damn Maxine Waters meeting. Shit, wrestling on tonight. It's Monday night, man. Shit. My mama made me go. So I've been interested ever since. And you was too busy being a goddamn, according to your words, goddamn being a gangbanger during that time. While you was out banging on the streets, my mama had me in church on Wednesday night Bible study because Dr. Claude Anderson used to come to my church. When Black Labor, White Wealth dropped, Dr. Claude Anderson used to come to Crenshaw Christian Center. That's Fred Price's church. And my church was like a spinoff of Crenshaw Christian Center. He came to our church on a Wednesday night Bible study one time to teach. And I'm 14 years old, 13, somewhere around there. I'm like middle school. I'm like middle school, high school age, sometime around there. And I'm having to go back to church. My mom like, Claude Anderson's here. I'm like, who the fuck is... of course, I didn't tell my mama that. I'm like, who's Claude Anderson? I want to watch the Lakers. This was the Nick Van Exel, Cedric Sabatos years. Vlade Divac years. Eldon Campbell. Nigga, the Lakers coming on now. I don't want to go to church and see no Claude Anderson, mama. And you was out gangbanging. Telling jokes. Now you want to come and wag your finger at black people? I think not. I think not. Hell yeah. Fred Price. Y'all remember y'all remember the Fred Price song? This is like, and Fred Price, he would have Dr. Claude Anderson on the TV show. Let me see. Here we go. Y'all remember this? This how you knew. This how you knew you had to be quiet in the house when you heard this.
With pastor and teacher, Dr. Frederick K.C. Price.
Evidence. Evidence. This is how you knew you grew up in church in L.A. Evidence. 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 When that shit played in your house, man, me and my brother knew, man, be quiet. Because if we got getting too loud, my mom was going to come in there. Hey, I'm listening to Fred Price. Shut up. Come on now. Y'all don't remember that? Shit, if you grew up in a black household, that shit was being ever increasing faith on a Friday night on Channel 40 TBN. We be watching Family Matters in Urkel, and my mama be watching this. And my lying chat, y'all know. See, look, y'all know. We FBA family up in here. We family. We grew up on different sides of the country, different age groups and all kind of shit. But we all know what the fuck this is. Everybody in the chat room know what this is. And my lying chat, you say you from Brooklyn and you watch from the East Coast? Yeah. 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 We was out doing that. And you got niggas who couldn't read back then trying to tell black people a little bit of something about something. Man, you don't sit your late to the party ass down, clown, and sit down and listen to DeJuan Brown, nigga. I'm gonna rewind. I hope Larry's in here, so he got to see that alliteration in that rhyme. Oh, if Larry's in here, that shit's gonna piss him off. And then, nigga, if you black, this was your shit. You had to. Man, please. Welcome to Ever Increasing Faith Ministries. What? In my church, Zoe Christian Fellowship, we were a spinoff of Crenshaw Christian Center. So when they had big things, we would go to their church. When he would have Dr. Claude Anderson, my church would go to his church. You know? Man, you Black American, you family, man. It's a certain groove that you got in. And then you see this tweet right here from this is an Instagram post from All the Smoke. All the Smoke, with respect, you clowns need to sit down.
Went and performed. Him and Ross and Soldier performed at a crypto event in D.C.
Right.
Hosted by David Sachs. People thought it was actually Trump's inauguration.
Matt Barnes is right about that one.
The social media world went crazy. But I saw your tweet and I read it and it made a lot of sense.
What bothers me about it, dude, is like just seeing people not even add any nuance or context to the event.
Yep.
And just shitting on Snoop. And what made me want to tweet this was because I saw the video of him on stage and I just saw like all these crypto brands behind. I didn't see any.
No MAGA.
Nothing. Snoop is probably the most crypto forward thinking involved in this event, or like he knows them.
What do you think the disconnect was with people confusing it with Trump's inauguration and actually what it was?
So there was a flyer that I saw that said the crypto ball, and then on the top of it, it said...
This is them... There we go. There was something... That's not the clip that I wanted. There was another clip where they were still... Before that white guy got to talking when they were criticizing Snoop. And I was like, with that interview that y'all gave Kamala Harris, stop it. Everybody guilty. So between D.L. Hughley, Roland Martin, and this bullshit that he posted earlier where we talked about, and all of these black people that's going around complaining about and putting what Michelle Obama did on all black women, that asked me this question that I want to ask the chat room. And I'm about to open up the phone lines for y'all to call in. Are black people fighting the wrong fights? Are we fighting the wrong fights? Between black men going at black women because Michelle Obama did something? Between that and what's going on with where's the thing? Damn it, it's not showing up. Or whatever. Between that and between people like D.L. Hughley crashing out over the Democrats, Roland Martin, are we fighting the wrong fight? Y'all saying, yeah. I want somebody to call in, 323-744-7425. I want to know y'all thoughts on this. Because I know that, and if you disagree, I will hear you out, okay? Just don't say nothing stupid. I don't mind anybody that disagrees. Just disagree with an original thought. Disagree with some respect. Because you say something dumb or something stupid, then I'm going to talk shit. Because I like talking shit. For no other reason than I like talking shit. Voodoo Glitch says, Democrats real bitter. Hell yeah, Democrats are real bitter. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Nisi from Chicago.
Nisi from Chicago. What's on your mind?
I just want to explain. I like what you got out here, and I'm proud of the work that you've been doing. I want to thank you for all the music history that you're putting out. But with this context, I'm glad you're putting this out here because some people need to know. I don't mind what Snoop and, of course, Nelly and them did. And Nelly gave a great explanation why he was doing what he did. And I support it 1,000% because he's right. At the end of the day, Trump won. End of story.
At the end of the story, like, the person that wins, like them or not, they got an ink pen in their hand that could possibly change whatever agenda that you have. You got to respect it, and you got to be willing to work with them, period.
1,000%. I totally agree. And I think America has spoken because we have been suffering a lot, especially with the migrant crisis.
Yes.
So I'm glad what's going on. You know, I pray for everybody, you know, because I am for everyone too. However, I am for B1 first and FBA. And now it's time for us to make our presence be known. We tired of being quiet.
That's real talk. Thanks for giving us a call.
Thank you. Have a blessed one.
Have a blessed one. Yeah, all of this ties in. All of it ties in. Like, even when I talk about my music talk, like, I heard some crass comments recently about people saying, oh, black folks are focused on Fat Joe and not what's going on with this and that. It all ties in. You have to protect your culture because once black Americans see our culture and how strong and we understand intrinsically the strong value of our culture, the other stuff takes care of itself. Now you understand you don't need to be a professional bootlicker like Roland Martin and D.L. Hughley. Because if you know how strong you really are, you're never going to spend your life on your knees taking scraps and pennies. So it ties in. We have to defend our culture and talk about these political things. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, hey, the one. It's your boy, Amara.
Oh, what's up, Amara? What's on your mind, brother?
But, well, first, I want to give you your flowers, man. It seems like every year you're getting better and better. You're growing and stuff with your messaging.
I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you for what you're doing. And I love what you said yesterday, how both political parties don't like us, which is major facts. They're both white supremacists. I don't care for either side. You know?
Yeah, I don't care for either one. Like, we don't have a friend in office, but whoever's in office, we need to be always have an open relationship with because you still can get things done with people that you don't like. We got to understand that.
Well, that's facts. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but with that said, but also I will say, but on Roland Martin and DL, man, they both suck, man. I mean, Roland, we already know what he's about, and DL, he can't talk about nobody. I mean, is this the same guy that believed his boy over his girl when she got molested or something? And then this is the same guy that talk about Michael Jackson?
It was something like that where his girl, one of his children said something, somebody did something, and according to D.L. Hughley on the interview with Sway in the Morning, for those of you who want to look up, I think it was 2016, what this caller was referring to was a 2016 interview that DL said had on Sway in the Morning, and he opened up and was very candid about not listening to his daughter because he liked the guy who she alleged did something. And that's not something that we made up. That's something that he said on Sway in the Morning, and people just remember.
No, I heard, that's the thing. I heard him say that. I'm thinking, wow, that you could just, and then you want to, because I mean, at the same time, he was trying to talk about Michael Jackson, another interview, calling him a pedophile because his boy in the past was a pedophile. I'm thinking, no, that's your friend. That has nothing to do with Mike.
Exactly.
And he was on, so, but I'm gonna let you go now, man. You keep cooking, the one.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
So yeah, it's like, I'm like, because as black Americans, we get attacked on all sides. And to have other black Americans attack us for defending our culture against people like Fat Joe, no. We have to defend our culture. All of this stuff ties in together. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, you can hear me?
Yes, I can. What's going on, brother?
All right, man. What's up, man? It's Florida Boy Jay from the Starport, man. I'm calling in because first of all, I just want to say you do a fantastic job with breaking down music, breaking down samples, giving people history lessons. I just want to give you flowers before I get to the topic. First,
much love and appreciation.
Yeah, man, you do a wonderful job at just re-educating and educating people who aren't as savvy in the history of things. But let's talk about the topic at hand, man. D.L. Hughley, the problem that I have with him and a bunch of other of these paid Democratic tools is that they do not want to allow Black Americans to have objective thoughts. They are afraid of Black Americans removing themselves from group thinking. When we have Meg Thee Stallion, Glorilla, and all those people dancing for the Democrats, these guys were quiet. These people were twerking. We didn't see Snoop twerking. We didn't see Rick Ross, twerking. We didn't, you know what I'm trying to say? We didn't see Nelly twerking, us moving drugs. But they got a problem with these guys being patriotic or at least taking the bag. But when we have these black men up here twerking, I mean, Beyonce told you to abort your babies, kill your families and your kids with Kelly Rowland in a chopper suit, and everybody sat here that was fine. But for Snoop to be ahead of crypto, he's been on crypto for years. Nelly, who gets more love at the CMT Awards than Beyonce. Rick Ross, somebody who got into the business world, got to the entrepreneurial world, opened up certain enterprises. We're talking about certain black men who took initiatives before Trump even got in office that ended up aligned with some of the things that Trump aligns with. It's not like these guys sat up here and said, hey, we're going to go for Donald Trump. The only person I kind of have an issue with is Snoop Dogg, not just because of the comments that he had a few years ago when he was with Nipsey Hussle with the F Donald Trump record. It's just because Snoop Dogg just seems like he sells his IP out to the highest bidder a lot of times and takes away anything that he presents as genuine. But outside of that, we got to give Nelly his props. We got to give Rick,
I want to go a little bit more on what you just said. No, don't apologize. I'm going to go back a little more on what you just said. Dre, I don't know if you saw that Drink Champs interview with Dre and Snoop. And Dre brought that up. He was like, why would you give your name to Jack in the Box? And, and Snoop said, look, I'm taking whatever I can take. Me personally, I love Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? And I'm cool with because he's always been someone who's for everybody, who's about bringing people together. He's always been about that. He's been taking hit from this going back to when he did the Steve Harvey show with Puffy back in the 90s. Right. He's always been somebody who he's always tried to jump over whatever dividing line existed. He's been very consistent with that. But with that being said, I personally, just because I like Snoop, I would like to see him defend his brand a little bit more. Like, not quite be a recluse like Dr. Dre, but not be on so many things because when you at some point he can water himself out. I hear what you're saying right there.
Yeah, and I don't take up too much of your time. Even with the with D.L. Hughley, it's certain people in the black community that we just have to leave alone. Just like how we did Roland Martin or how we do Five. D.L. Hughley, you sit here in front of people and you disrespect Janet Jackson. You disrespect a black American royalty. I'm talking about my mama. My mama the same age. Janet Jackson is black American royalty, and you're gonna disrespect her for Kamala Harris. I
forgot about that.
How many times you gotta insult your own people for us to leave you alone? And lastly, I'm gonna land my plane with this. No matter if you live in the north, I live in the south. I'm talking about Confederate flags be hanging sky high, and we gotta move on from it. You can't take a white person getting hyped up because Trump in office. You can't take. It's not saying that you got to get slapped by rape. It's not that. You need to be focused on the money. You need to be focused on the bag. There's a lot of white people, black people, Asians making money in a lot of things that are about to take place again in the next 4 years. And you don't want to be sitting there with your hands on your hips while, people's making money talking about you still broke. It's going to be some broke niggas out here. There's going to be some niggas who's going to, put some things aside and get this money up. That's all I have to say. I'm going to land my plane. I really do appreciate you letting me get this call.
Likewise, but thanks for calling in, Florida Boy Jay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Salute to FBJ, man. Salute to the Star Report. I've heard it. Salute to the Star Report, too. That motherfucker funny as hell. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, this is Denise Niecy Scales. I go by Miss Niecy.
Yes,
First
yes.
time
How's it
caller.
going, Denise?
I just want to commend you, give you your flowers. You been educating me, especially on the music history.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as D.L. Hughley and Wet Yam Martin, I'm old school. You just can't do any and everything for a piece of change. They sold out their souls, and they're going to reap what they have sown. And I land there.
I appreciate that. That's some real words. She ain't lying. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, she ain't lying. You will reap what you sow. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. See, for me, Snoop has always been somebody I've never taken serious enough to hate, because he's never done anything like that. Like, put it like this. I'm already knowing off the top of my head, if it's mainstream, anybody that came onto the mainstream really after 1990, 92, really after 96, anybody who stayed mainstream after 96, I'll go so far as to say 95% of them are compromised. Is Snoop compromised? When you work on the level of being accepted by them folks, you are held to, you can't say certain things. You can't do certain things. And you're paid to push other things. That's just what it is when you're on that level. Personally, as long as you don't go over, people say like, okay, yeah, Snoop pushed gangster. No, it comes down to what you took. Doggy Style was a gangster, yeah. Murder Was a Case was a gangster, yeah. But Snoop also pushed rhythm and gangster. A fucking love album. Snoop literally did a love album in 2003. He literally did a lot of different things. And as an artist, I respect him for his artistry. I've never looked at Snoop as a moral compass. I've never looked at him as a guide, nor has he ever tried to be anybody's moral compass or be anybody's guide. He's always been someone that presents himself as an artist, as a character, and that's just what it is. And you can like it or not like it. But if you want to follow, niggas need to stop following celebrities anyway. That's what I've always had to say about that. Tired of people looking at celebrities for moral leader. Ain't no celebrity worth following for anything moral leadership, nothing. Not one. Not Snoop, not Barack Obama. None of them. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Dewan B. This is Jacoby from Portland, Oregon.
Jacoby from Portland, Oregon. What's on your mind?
Yeah, man. So, you know, D.L. Hughley and Roland the Boule Bird, they remind me of the most riskiest FTX currency holders. They cashed in all their coon chips to hope to get a big bag and lost very badly. They said, well, let me cash in all my coon chips and lost very badly. But now it's getting very dangerous, and it's not even funny no more. I mean, I take it back to where I grew up, and all of us grew up. Let's relate before cell phones.
Yeah,
you couldn't talk this much stuff and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? There was a certain decorum, right? We watched our mouths. We watched what we say. We had a certain respect. We knew we got out of line, we're going to get our mouth popped. So something was going to happen to you, okay? And it wasn't going to be good. But see, they allow this. We kind of allowed it without allowing it, because they said, "Oh, sure, I can talk to these Negroes. I can talk to all I want to, because they ain't gonna do shit. They ain't shit, and I'm over here and I'm down here." Not understanding the tsunami is coming much closer as they think it is. They're not watching the receding of the water. You know, they just keep doing this, and that's what I'm seeing. And I was done with them. My mom's name is Janet. Okay, my mom's name is Janet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, when he started, You know, when he started doing stuff like that and started going down this coon road, and we all, okay, now you crossing the line. Now you crashing out. Now you can't even come over here no more. No more cookouts. You can't even come to the cookout no more. Okay, go and stay your ass on over there, stuttering. You didn't even defend your daughter, dude. Okay, so go and sit your ass on over there. You have done, not you. You have done more harm to the black community than anybody, because when you had a position of power, when you had that microphone in your hand, and you were speaking to millions or thousands of people, you could have made a change. You could have did something. And you chose not. You deliberately made money off the blood of black suffering and then talked about black suffering like you were doing shit. No, you, Dewanby, are the ones who are doing something. The ones who don't get their voices heard are the ones who are doing something. But these motherfuckers need their ass whooped, man. I just have to just call it for what it is. I mean, got to say metaphor. I'm sorry, the algorithm. Metaphorically, they need their ass whipped, okay? I mean, I come from the place from Radio Shack where you had to get the phone cord to the bathroom, okay?
Yeah.
You had to hit the thing, you had to hit it, you had to click it just right.
Yeah.
You know, to just get the, you know what I'm saying? You know?
And like I said, even if they don't want to be, okay, you don't want to be pro-military, rah. I get it. Okay, fine. Everybody ain't built for that life. But
I'm not built like that
at
either.
the same time, we still have Dr. Claude Anderson. You couldn't bring on Dr. Claude Anderson. Roland Martin was on the radio like when Khalid Muhammad was still alive. You could when you did bring, and I'm not an Umar fan, but the one time you did bring him on, y'all blissed him instead of at least hearing him out. You know what I mean? You don't bring on. You don't. D.L. Hughley never mentioned Hidden Colors. Like Hidden Colors is a groundbreaking documentary series. These people don't mention.
And that's deliberate.
Yeah, they don't do anything. They don't put you up on game of anybody. Of people like I'm drawing a blank to his. I see his face, but y'all know the different. Just the different black scholars. Y'all don't teach about Dr. John Henry Clark. Don't do none of. Y'all don't even point black people in the direction of the black people who can tell us the truth. Tell us the truth.
No,
and that's where it's treasonous.
Yeah, and they know better. But see, when you get your paycheck from the corporate, you in so many words, you can't be free. Okay, so they got their money the quick way. And I'll tell you this: anybody remember Warren Ballantyne back in the day?
Yeah.
Now they threw that brother under the bus. Now he was on top. He was talking about putting money back in the black community. Putting money, getting yourself out of debt, and Al Sharpton and all them, they got him in some weird thing, in a weird position, and they threw that brother under the bus, and his career was never the same ever again. And he was the #1 syndicated radio show. I used to listen to him here all the time, 1480 KBMS. Warren Ballantyne, he was and after that, he was talking about getting out of debt, opening up black banks, and the people were doing it. And they were doing it, and this during Obama time, and he was helping out some brothers and sisters about closing out some homes and stuff, and then they got him up on some foreclosure charges, and it was a hot ass mess, and so that man never recovered from that, and so
they didn't do nothing about that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want them to teach me. I learned the hard way. You know, I learned the hard way. I had to fall, man. I had to fall real hard to find who I was. I knew about. I have Dr. Prince.
And you know what?
ISIS books downstairs. I have ISIS books downstairs.
Yeah, and you know what? They asses is about to fall real hard too, because Donald Trump is pulling the carpet from all this DEI stuff, and these are the few niggas that benefit from DEI, man. But thanks for giving us a call, my brother.
Yeah, you too, bro. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing just passed away 10 years ago, man. D.L. Hughley, you had a radio show back then. Roland Martin, you had a radio show back then. You was on network mainstream TV back then, Roland Martin. Neither of y'all brought on Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Needy Fuller is still alive. No one has brought on Neely Fuller Jr.? I mean, we have a lot of heroes. Dr. Anthony Browder. I mean, you got Dr. James Smalls. These people ain't hurt nobody. And they done nothing but put it down to help us. Hell, you won't even bring on Judge Joe Brown. You won't even bring on Judge Joe Brown. You act like Dick Gregory didn't exist. You brought Dick Gregory on one time, Roland Martin. Appreciate that, Ms. Niecy Scales. I appreciate the super chat. I mean, black people, we got Dick Gregory in our bloodline, yo. And he's not immortalized? Dr. Claude Anderson? Jeez. Dr. Clyde Winters? Yeah. We have a lot of dope people, black folks. Like, we gonna brag about the effective, world-changing people that we have. Like, bruh. We got Dr. Claude Anderson still alive, yo. I don't know if we understand. This man is still with us now. This all ties in to music history talk. I told y'all before, my point of view on doing my music history is to prove, not just show, but to prove to black people that every time we open our ears and hear a song, we hear a beat on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's black people. The rest of the world is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or do 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 do. That's them. Do 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 do. That's them. Us 1. When you hear this groove right here, when you hear the snare drop in on the 2. Ah, shit. I was muted. There's some George Duke, that Kanye sample. Surely you'll break my heart, but I'll be there beside you. Anytime you hear a simple 2 and a 4, that's Black America. We're the people on the earth that put the snare on the 2 and the 4. The rest of the earth do it 1 and a 3, or in reggae just on the 3. If you anytime you hear a snare drum, a click, click, boom, that's us. I'm breaking it down to where I want every time, because sound is the only sense that's involuntary. You can choose to touch something. You can choose to look at something. You can choose to taste something. And you can halfway choose to smell. But sound, you can't choose. If a sound gets pushed out, you're going to hear it. And what better way for black people to coalesce around and have a pride in something than every time they open their ears, whether they're listening to the Beatles, that's Black American influence. Whether they're listening to Bob Marley, that's Black American influence. If you're listening to anything you're listening to, your ancestors created that. It didn't exist. The drum set, the bass guitar, these things didn't exist before your ancestors made it do what it do. Even what we didn't invent, like the 808, the drum machine, we didn't invent none of that stuff. A lot of these keyboards we didn't invent, but they was put into a black person's hands. And then from a black person's hands, Black American's hands, I should say, from a Black American's hands, the rest of the world copied and did their version of what that nigga did. So if black people can know that our impact is so big that every time we open up our ears, this is our level of greatness, what that does is it spills over into other things. It spills up into sense of self-worth. sense of group worth. And when you understand how powerful your group is, you don't need to be a professional white ass kisser. It's the reason why I'm fearless. Because I know who the fuck I am. I know where I come from. I'm going to take one more call. But it's very serious that we know these things. And we can talk about politics and save our culture. We can talk about what's going on in the world and defend our culture. We can do it all because that's how fucking dope we are. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Dewan? It's Bud calling from down in Florida.
Bud from down in Florida. What's on your mind, my brother?
Not much. Like everybody else saying, man, flowers to you, man, for all the good work that you're putting in, all the good work that you're doing, you know, educating us through the arts, like the other caller said. My thing about Roland and those guys is this. They wanted us to like vote blue no matter who, basically. But then like we see the treatment. It's like, okay, Joe Biden just pardoned all those people, but then the black people that stuck their neck out for him, like the Marilyn Mosby, the Alvin Bragg, the Sonny Willis, he ain't pardoned none of them. So it's like, and then Roland Martin and them,
and they stuck their necks out for him too, bruh.
What's that?
I said, and they stuck their necks out like this. This is how he's treating people who like literally use their political cachet for his benefit. He ignored them.
Exactly. And so, from the black perspective, we want to see Roland Martin say something towards that, like, hey, Biden, here you go. We have these people that stuck their neck out for you. The least you could have done was pardon them. He doesn't even talk to that. Only thing I've been getting from them Democrats lately is it's like they treating us like daddy now, if you really pay attention to it, because every time I go down one of their posts is, well, SBA, what y'all got to say about this? Well, SBA, what about this? It's like, why y'all posing all these questions to black Americans? Like, y'all really know, it's like they're acknowledging us as being their daddy now.
Right. It's like, it's this weird obsession with, see, FBA, and that's how you know they haven't been listening or they're being purposely deceptive. Either way it go, I do not respect it equally. The whole time we've been saying, yeah, when Trump gets in here, he gonna take away all of those minority benefits. Anything that had minority attached to it, he's going to take it away. And Dr. Claude Anderson 30 years ago said that needs to happen back in 94. So for them to try to throw in our face what we've been saying we want the whole goddamn time, lets you know how incompetent these niggas is.
They're not listening to us at all. They're going off a script out of those think tanks that have them looking foolish today. They should see like, hey, this is enough of me looking foolish. Let me get back with my people and fight for what we really need to be fighting for. Because if not, you're looking foolish out here. And I'm going to land my plane right there, Dewan. But somehow I know you got connections to History Museum. And we need to try to do something for Claude Anderson this year. Something, you know, just to show, you know, that we appreciate everything and the conversation that we're having right now.
It would be dope to see him honored, man. That's a good idea, man. Thanks for giving us a call. Like, we got so much good music. You ever hear about this young black chick? I love her music. Brandy Younger. She plays the harp. This is Brandy Younger. You can find that on my contemporary R&B soul playlist on Spotify. If you're part of my Patreon, you can find that song. And we make so much great music, and we still making it now. And when our children know, and when not just our children, when we as adults, all of us know how massive our impact is, we don't take the scraps these bootlegs are trying to throw to us. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Coon Killer calling out of Los Angeles.
Oh, Coon Killer. What's up on you? What's on your mind, brother?
Just real quick, man. I just wanted to say, with these people, it's like, if people like Snoop Dogg and Nelly didn't have the opportunity to perform, then the question would be posed, you see, FBA, ain't no black people performing, you see? Y'all ain't got no your black folks performing. Now that they are performing, see, well, why they performing? They just cool. See, we ain't gonna get it on each angle, man.
It's like
so it's purposely deceptive.
Yeah, they've been purposely deceptive, and they've been deceiving our asses from real voices like Dr. Claude Anderson the whole time, and all that shit's coming out. These people are gonna, like the previous caller said, they're gonna have to face the bullshit that they've been putting out because they know what they've been doing.
Yes, sir. Keep doing what you're doing, DeJuan.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Yep, that's what it is. But yeah, we still making great music. This is my playlist I have right here. Tanking the Bangers. You got this Terrace Martin right here. Bringing out that sound of the Moors. This dropped last year. Terrace Martin and Alex Isley. 1 second, caller. This is all that I need. This is all that I need. This is on the album I Left My Heart in Ladera by Terrace Martin and Alex Isley. Man, we create so many beautiful melodies and sounds, man. We need to understand that at the end of the day, man, we don't need none of these people. And if we are going to deal with these people, they have to deal with us on our terms. And we do have the power. We do have the power. As long as we get rid of these professional ass-kissing niggas, we'll be all right. I've always loved this song by Lettucey and Robert Glasper. Just bring me the sunshine with your smile. I'll be... Woo! Shit! Don't nothing sing like a black woman. Lettucey's voice. Oh my gosh, she sounds like Goddess living.
Can you picture how a melody gets thought into existence? Rhythm section hits it and upholds it with precision.
Hear them changes?
Picturing the outline.
That's Michelle D'Angelo. I miss her name. Michelle D'Angelo on bass. Man, we got so much good ass music.
Maybe I will give you hope.
Man, we got so much melody in us, man. We got to defend the culture. We got to defend our culture. And our culture is bigger than some fucking hip hop. It goes way deeper. Rhythm and blues, jazz, country. We got that good ass shit that we have. Good ass music, man. We got to defend our culture, black people. And when we defend our culture, we don't need to. We learn real fast. We don't need to be professional bootlicks to make it. All we got to do is rely on each other. And before we go crying about what other people ain't doing for us, we then have it inside of us to do for ourselves and to do for each other. That's how we gonna get through this shit. All right? That's how we gonna do it. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all again for listening. Go to DeJuanB.com. Book your readings. And just know that we are all we need. We're all we need. And let's stop taking every opportunity to bash black women. And black women, stop taking every opportunity to bash black men. We both fucked up. And I'm not here to say black women are perfect. The black woman is God. I ain't about to... you ain't gonna get me goddamn blowing smoke up your ass. The black man and the black woman and the black child is God as a unit. Black man, woman, and child. Let's treat each other that way. And if we got an issue, if one black person got an issue, let's talk shit about that one black person. We ain't got to make it be. I ain't saying don't talk shit. I like talking shit. Talking shit is fun. But let's make our shit talk about that person, not all of us. And let's make all of our shit talk about other people, about all of them. All right. Thank y'all again for listening. We out. There are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. We out.